Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Well, now we're having a little bit of a, well, I would say, terrible story, and how grotesque and evil Canada has become, and saying that this is what we would deem okay. Now, I understand that there are probably reasons for this, and I would agree with those said reasons because as we do the same for animals, but unfortunately, I can't really agree with this type of stuff. What we have here is anorexic woman, 47, who weighs just 92 pounds, candidly lays bare her plan to die under Canada's new assisted death laws. Every day is hell. I'm done. A woman who was arrested with anorexia for decades has opened up about her decision to die as soon as Canada expands its criteria for medically assisted death. Lisa Paul Pauly, 47, shared that she has had a warped relationship with her body since she was 8 years old and has been struggling with an eating disorder for nearly 40 years. She now weighs 92 pounds and may go days without eating solid foods. She explains she is too weak to carry groceries home without stopping for breaks, describing her life as a living hell. Every day is hell, she told Reuters. I'm so tired. I'm done. I'm tired. Tried everything. I feel like I've lived my life. The problem is what I'm seeing here is that there is no way, there is a way to cure this person by getting them actual mental health, because this is a mental health problem, quite obviously. And it's the same thing if somebody is overweight. If you are overweight, is usually most in some cases a mental health problem or some type of mental block that is getting to you, right? Like that's just the way it is. And if we're gonna go say it's okay, oh well, you're mentally ill, please go. You can go and off yourself or what have you, or delete yourself would be the better word, I guess you could say. Then that's a huge problem with me. Now I understand that there are some cases to where this may actually be a good thing, but I don't know. It's because we get to situations like this. Paulie cannot legally get medical help to die yet. An expansion of the criteria for medically assisted death that comes into force in March 2024 will allow Canadians like Paulie, whose solely underlying condition is mental illness, to choose medically assisted death. Canada legalized assisted death in 2016 for people with terminal illnesses and expanded it in 2021 to help with people with incurable but not terminal conditions. The legal changes were precipitated by court rulings that struck down prohibitions on people to die. The new mental health provision will make Canada one of the most expansive countries in the world when it comes to medical assistance in dying, according to an expert panel and report to Canada's Parliament. Paul first raised the idea of assisted death with psychiatrist Justin Dembo in April 2021. Dembo served on an expert panel on assisted death and mental illness that presented a report to Canada's Parliament last year. She assesses people for MAID, although on that visit, Paula was seeing her body for body dysmorphic disorder. Paula has tried a multitude of treatments and has been hospitalized twice, but she has said she still thinks constantly about what she has eaten and what she will eat. Dembo Potopoli, she could be eligible for assisted death once Canada's law changes. She's undergone very highly quality treatments and they just have not made an impact, she said. When Dembo assesses people for MAID, she said she treats it as a last resort. She and tries to determine whether they have received all available medical and social supports. Polly said she plans to apply for MAID once she is eligible. However, when she first broached the possibility of getting her help dying, her mother Mary Huntley could not accept it. The wind knocked out of me. I just couldn't imagine her not being in this world, she said in an interview. Yeah, and this has a massive effect on people that are around you, and the fact that you people would go and do this something is terrible for this man. For this, and like I said, there are some cases to where you could probably argue with me that this would be justified, that this is fine, and that we could do it. I mean, even with when I had to put my own dog down or my cat down because my cat had a kidney failure. And there was no cure, there was no way to do it, and they said that the only way that you could possibly, and not 100%, save my cat was due to pretty much making it run experiments and torture the cat essentially to find out what's wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm not putting my cat through that. So I just had to put her down, just ease her pain and suffering. And the same thing with my dog, which is literally just dying of old age and kidney failure and all this stuff like that. So he was just dying of old age. So instead of making my dog go through that much pain and suffering, we put him down. Or one of my friends was honestly getting constant seizures, and the dog was suffering through the constant seizures and all this other stuff. He just had to put him down because he just didn't want his dog to suffer like that anymore. There are actual legitimate reasons and good reasons to have to euthanize your pets because you just don't want them to suffer anymore. And I think that would be the same type of way to where we could probably say for humans. If they have, like, if the human is going to die in a stage 4 type cancer or what have you, or there's just no end or cure in sight, then I could see it. Or with people that are literally what you would say a vegetable. They can't do anything for themselves. They can't function themselves. They can't be able to move for themselves or what have you. And there is no actual legitimate cure. Then you can probably go and justify, okay, this is okay to do this, because otherwise their life is just going to be a miserable walking shell of hell for the rest of their lives. And that is a horrible state to be in for anybody or any creature at all on this planet. However, when we go down to mental illness, to where we're saying that mental illness is not a qualification for deleting yourself, then that's where I pose a huge, massive problem. Mental illnesses can be cured, mental illnesses can be dealt with. This woman can too, and I think she just needs to find the right therapist to help her through her problems. I do not believe that because you have a mental illness, because you have some type of disability, that you just be like, okay, it's time to off myself. Same thing with like, oh, I have no legs, oh, time to end it. No, you can still lie, you can still function without legs. In fact, you could get prosthetics with that make you walk like a normal human being. So doing these type of things to where the ability to not function is a huge problem to me. Where you can actually function, there is a cure or actually solution to your issue. That's where I have a huge problem with this. So it goes on to say that Polly said she plans to apply for May once she is eligible. However, when she first approached the possibility of getting her job dying, yeah. So we have this here. I saw you say to myself, you have to try and remember, this is what she wanted. It's her life, and I would just have to go on without her. Canada has one of the world's most progressive assisted suicide programs. Proponents of assisted death, which is still a novel concept in many parts of the world, say it is an issue of personal autonomy. However, critics insist that the country is on a perilous road to mass euthanasia and even more pressure on the sick, disabled, and poor to end their lives prematurely. Alex Scannenberg, director of the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition, said euthanasia rates were skyrocketing because of a heavy promotion of MAID, with our medical system had normalized lethal injections. Every major healthcare institution has MAID team, which will likely approach everyone who may qualify for MAID and ask them if they want to die. Scannenberg told DailyMail.com in June. 6 disability rights and religious advocates told us that the pace of the plan to changes to the assisted death framework in Canada brings additional risks of people opting for MAID because they are able to access social services, the lack of which could exacerbate their suffering. This is another thing too, with the whole with this whole thing as well. The fact of the matter is that Canada, they have free healthcare, right? Well, we've seen the repercussions of free healthcare, obviously. A lot of Canadians, even though there's not a law going around in that specific state, or at least with the broad open, is that people can't access healthcare. And they have to wait long periods of time to get into the doctor's office, into certain areas, or what have you, because of free healthcare, and people can't have access to it, whatever. So for immediate or very important surgeries, is honestly they're putting on the back burner. So essentially, they have to wait X amount of months until they can get healthcare. So a lot of them go to the United States to get healthcare because they can be seen immediately and be dealt with it. And it's also illegal, by the way, to not give people healthcare due to not being able to afford it and stuff like that. So you can't really do that in America. So I don't know where people are getting this thing to where like you can't be seen. You can be seen. It's just extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. And I agree, our healthcare is not perfect, but it is better than these free healthcare situations, because at least you can be seen and get the best healthcare possible. We should be more on the lines of I would say South Korea's healthcare, because it seems like they have a good idea. More on that later, obviously, but you'll see. However, Canada's Justice Minister David Limity has dismissed criticism that the country was moving too fast, opening up the system to abuse. We have gotten where we are, though, through a number of very prudent steps, Limity said. In an interview with Reuters in June, it's been a slow and careful evolution, and I'm proud of that. During 2021, the most recent year available, 2,064 people died through medically assisted death, about 3.3% of deaths in Canada that year. That is compared to 4.4% in the Netherlands and 2.4% in Belgium, where assisted dying has been legal since 2002, according to each country's official data. The vast majority of assisted deaths in Canada conform to the legal rules, but provincial authorities deem a small number are worthy of investigation. According to previously unreported provincial data, provinces and territories are responsible for health care in Canada. In 2021 and 2022, Quebec found 15 assisted deaths. 0.4% of the total did not follow the rules. The province referred to the cases to Quebec's self-governing medical body and medical facilities provincial spokesperson Marie-Claude Lacasse said. In the 6 of those cases, the person did not have a serious and incurable condition, according to a provincial commission. Government officials in British Columbia have referred 19 assisted death cases to regulatory bodies and a further 2 to law enforcement since 2018, according to a provincial spokesperson who did not provide further details. So, yeah, this is just an ongoing thing that I have a massive problem with. This does not need to happen. This needs to be looked at immediately. And I think that this needs to be shut down almost entirely. Because they're using it for nefarious reasons. They're doing it badly. And I can't stand this any longer for what they're doing to the people of Canada. And they're just giving people the right to just off themselves or leave themselves whenever they see fit because they have a mental illness or what have you. And it's absolutely deplorable. It's disgusting. And all Canadians should be disgusted of themselves. Alright, that's it for the video. Guys, like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.